and I'm in my vehicle. Let me know if you can hear me. I think I have the messages on correct this time. And I didn't mean to go vertical. I meant to go horizontal, but I messed that up. All right. All right, guys. So again, let me know where, if you can hear me and where you are watching from. I'd love to hear. And today the topic is target training. So target training is one of the first things that I do with the donks when I get them where they're comfortable enough to be around me. And the whole purpose of target training is to help your donkeys get comfortable with movement. So every time you move your hand, you put your hand out, the advance and retreat and all that movement that goes with it is a great way to engage your donkeys and help them be brave enough to interact with you. Now, it's something simple that the donkeys can be successful with. It's building communication. They learn that if they touch their nose to I use a long brush for target training, but sometimes I'm using my hand, yet other times I'm using the halter, but those are pretty much the three main things that I use. So they learn if they touch whatever I'm using, that they get a pay reward. So it's beneficial to them. It helps them understand that that movement is safe. And even though they're a little bit nervous, they get brave enough to interact with us. And that's really going to help us with all of our future training and gentling that we're going to do with them. Now, you don't need much for this. You need to have your target. So if you're using a long brush like I am, your hand, some people use a cone. I often am using my halter. And then your food pay. So I use rolled or crimped oats. Sometimes I'm using low starch grain, and yet other times I'm using Timothy hay pellets. So you want to really be aware of your energy, because right now with the donkey being so wild, any escalated energy from us is going to make them more nervous. You can be anywhere in the pen, but always make sure that they have a way out. So if they decide that your movement is too scary, you don't want to get run over or kicked or bit. There's not a lot of expectations with this. When you are holding out your target, hi there, guys. Let me know where you're watching from. And let me know that you can hear me. Okay, so when we're first starting to introduce the target, they might not touch it. They might just maybe look at it out of their corner of their eye, and you can start off rewarding that. We can build on that. All we need is for them to show some kind of interest or curiosity, and then we can be building off from that. But we have to start somewhere. So if it is them looking at the corner, out of the corner of their eye, or maybe they lean or they tilt their nose just the tiniest amount, I have used that method to get them to eat oats or my pay reward out of my hand. So every time they look, I pay them with hay, because at that point they're not eating oats or any food reward out of my hand. So you're always going to just reward that tiniest try. We're not looking for perfection. We're just looking to keep building and having something to be working towards. Eventually, you can use this to get them to follow you around. I love being able to do that. That's kind of like a precursor for me for teaching them to lead. I want them to already have the desire to be with me. The other thing that I just absolutely love about using target training for gentling is it can really help them be brave enough. So the word that I use is DEET, D-E-E-T, like feet, but with the letter D at the beginning. Now, I have been working with a wild Mustang, trying to get him in the trailer, and he was terrified. Now, he got his front feet up onto the trailer, and you could tell he was getting ready to bolt. He's like, I'm out of here. This is too scary. But when his front feet were up there, I started saying deet, 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 deet. And you could just see the look in his face change, like, oh, I'm doing the right thing. And then even though he was afraid, he stuck with what I was asking for him to do. And that's what that target training has done for me more than one time, even haltering, where if they start to get a little bit terrified about what I'm asking them to do, but I let them know that they have the right answer by saying deet, 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 and then start paying them, they will sometimes stick with me longer than if I wait to reward after I've gotten the whole goal complete. All right, guys. So that is the topic for today. Tomorrow's topic, we're going to talk about additional desensitization and handling. It's going to be another short one because I am going out to dinner with Hannah's soon-to-be in-laws. So again, put in the comments. I changed the settings for the comments. So put in the comments like where you're watching from. I want to make sure that I'm getting this right. This is day 7 of my Go Live for 50-day challenge of going live 50 days in a row. I hope you guys have an amazing day and thanks for tuning in.